Do 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 boom boom boom. Do 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 bum bum. Do 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 do. Where my old school at? What song is that? Do 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 do. Hey, don't worry, I'm gonna share it with you. This song is dedicated. This song dedicated to all of the Gen Zers who decide to do something stupid while they're in the military and you get kicked out with a dishonorable discharge. And then you post it up on TikTok as if it's some kind of achievement. Do 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 do. Doom, 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 doom. Do, 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 do. This song is for you. This song is for you. You know what the name of the song is called? It's called Fallen. Fallen by Teenage Fan Club. Okay, you can find this, you can listen to this song at the beginning of a movie called Judgment Night that stars Cuba Gooding Jr., Dennis Leary, Emilio Estevez, Stephen Dorff. You can find that song there. But here, let me give you a verse from the song. It goes do 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 bum bum bum. You played yourself. Do do do. You played yourself. Do do do. Do 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 do. You played yourself. That's exactly what you guys did. That's exactly what you did. You decided to go to the military and you went through. Let's just get this right. So those of you that are subscribed to me, still subscribe to me. I haven't been on here for a while, guys. When I'm creating things to help you guys out, like I've got this, I'm creating this really awesome system for you guys. It's not only going to help you, it's this system helps you stay focused during your whole time throughout your military journey, your whole first 4 years. So there's nothing like this that's out there. And I've been through 3 branches of the military, and I've also transitioned 3 different times. So I already know what works and what doesn't work. I also know what you need to be doing while you're in the military. So that way you could be ready for the civilian world when you come out. So, yeah. So I share all that within this system. I'll talk more about that later. But that's what I've been working on. That's why you guys have not seen me. But man, let me tell you something. Some of the videos I have been seeing, I don't even go look for them. And I'm just like, yo, what is their major malfunction? What's going on with these young people joining the military and getting kicked out? And you guys want to say, oh, who do people get kicked out too? Well, let's look at some numbers here. Watch this. I'm gonna Google this like right now, right? Okay. What age group gets kicked out of the military the most? Excuse me. Wow. You know what? It's the same group, man. Gen Z. The same ones that have a hard time. Same ones that have a hard time getting in the military, the same ones that's getting kicked out early. And it's wow. Here, let me bring this up. I got to look over here. Let me see here. I got to adjust this thing here. I got my speaker up, guys. That's why you guys can, I mean my mic up. That's why you guys can hear me a lot better. So let's see here. Yeah, let me get this. Let me share screen right here. So you guys, look, I told you, I just Googled this. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's go right here. And let's look at this, guys. Let's look at this. What's that say? Here, let me make it bigger for you. What's that say? Service members between the ages of 17 and 24 get discharged or kicked out of the military the most. Gen Z people aren't picking on you. This is like entry level separation. My goodness, you guys, that's entry level separation, right? But look here, that's entry level. Let's look at, let me bring something. Hold on, let me do this. Let me come back up real quick. Let's look at something else here. Here we go. That's from the beginning, right? I knew about that years ago. All right. So, but when you put in which age group gets kicked out of the military the most during their first enlistment? So here we go. Let's look at this again. Recruits aged 17 through 20 have the highest rate of attrition during their first enlistment. So, studies on early separation by the Rand Corporation shows that younger enlistees, especially 17 years old, are more likely to leave the military prematurely compared to slightly older enlistees, largely due to lack of previous work experience and difficulty adjusting to the strict military environment. And then it goes here and breaks it down right here, right? Guys, this is crazy. This is crazy. Look here. Age enlistment. Early attrition drops slightly for recruits in their mid-20s. So people in their mid-20s are doing better. However, the Rand Corporate notes that for each year beyond age 17, the probability of early discharge increases slightly if the older recruit struggles with labor market stability in the civilian sector. Meaning a lot of some of these guys that are coming in can't get a job out here. Let me come up. Let me come up here. Some of these recruits that are coming in, you can't get a job. They can't hold a job out here or anything, and because of their attitudes, because of they can't even adjust to a civilian work environment. So all of a sudden, they think that the military is going to be their way out, and the military is going to put up with their crap. That's some backwards thinking. Then they get in there and they find out, and it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. You guys are not like this, but let's break this down real quick, because this boggles my mind. So you mean to tell me that when you were up late at night, sweating bullets and everything else, or when they were up late it's not you guys, but when they were up late at night, sweating bullets, studying that ASVAB, praying that they passed the ASVAB, and then they pass the ASVAB. Oh, they're happy, they're ecstatic. Then they're going to MEPS, or sorry, you do the practice ASVAB first with your recruiter. Then you go on to MEPS and you take the real one, and you're just sweating bullets. Take that real one. You're there for 2 days. You got that ASVAB one day, and if you make it, then you got to go do your physical and all that other stuff at MEPS the second day. So you make it through the ASVAB. You were sweating bullets. You got it. Okay, yeah, I'm in there. And then it's like, okay, it's easy from here. You go through the physical and everything else. Don't have any issues or anything. Or some even had issues. And they're praying, Lord, let this come through. And it goes through. You make it in. You make it in, right? So when you make it in, you're like, yo, this is great, man. I'm making it. I'm off to basic training. Then you go to basic training. And it's probably like one of the most challenging experiences that they've ever had. And they're there. They're there. And those of you that are not in the military yet, I know you guys are shaking your head like, You wish you were in their position. You wish you were already there. And you can't, it's like, why did they mess that up? You guys have seen all the videos. I don't need to bring videos on here to show you what I'm talking about. You all know what I'm talking about. So then they go through basic training, sweating and all that other stuff, and crying, and and oh, we're gonna make it together, and learning teamwork and working on your soft skills and everything, your communication, all this with people you don't even know, you band together and everything else. Then you're standing there at graduation, uniform on, families present, hey, you on top of the world. You just did something that a high percentage of US civilians would never do. And you went through it and accomplished it. Family's there, they're proud of you. Wife is there, his girlfriends are there. Everybody's happy for you. It's your day. They tap you out and hey, come on, take you out to dinner, everything else. And you're on top of the world. You check your banking account. You got some nice little pocket change in there. You got more money than you would have had out here in the civilian world. You got it all saved up, and you're getting ready to go to you're getting ready to go to, what is that? Either if you're in the Navy, you're going to go to A school. If you're in the Army, you're going to go to AIT, and if you're in the Air Force, you're going to go to tech school. How do I know that? Because I've been through all three branches, and I went through all three. I've been through A school, I've been through AIT, and I've been through tech school for all the branches that I was in. So you guys are, you're on top of the world. Military's paying for it all and everything else. And, and then you get there and it's like, okay, you got a little bit more freedom than what you had in basic training. You got a little bit more freedom. You meet up with some of the people you went through basic training with, and then you got some new people that you're meeting with and everything. So you go through all that. Some of you guys have a really good time, but I've also heard word that there are a lot of Gen Zers that get kicked out during that stage. During that stage, get a little bit of freedom, and you think it's time to go back to what I was doing when I was in the civilian world. Oh, this is just a job. Military is just a job. It's not an adventure. It's just a job like any other job. So I'm going to do the same thing I was doing when I had a job in the civilian world. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my drinky drink to work. I'm gonna go ahead and hide it in the locker for the in the custodian locker, thinking that nobody's gonna know about it and all this other stuff. I'm gonna start doing all the things I used to do as a civilian because I miss being a civilian. I need to get those bad habits back. And guess what happens? Play stupid games, get a dishonorable discharge. Oh, in other words, do 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 do. You played yourself. I mean, come on, guys, come on. And then the ones that do make it, and then you got the ones that make it from there, from A school, and you've seen what happens. Now you're like, oh, the military's not playing. They getting them up out of here. They ejecting them, like an umpire at a basketball game. A referee at a basketball game. Like, yo, you ejected, or at a baseball game or whatever, right? So they getting them up out of there, right? And then you get to your duty station, or they get to their duty station, and some of them didn't learn from somebody else's lesson. And what do? They do something stupid. And you know what that is? Do 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 do. You played yourself, bro. What was that all for, guys? What was that all for? Why? Why? Now, I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I've never had some times where I almost played myself. I'm going to tell you something. That transition from me going to the Navy to the Army, that was so challenging. I did not like the United States Army. I did not like that experience. I love the fact that I served in the United States Army, but I didn't like it, man. I especially didn't like that NCO Corps. I really didn't. They were the most toxic, oh my gosh. It was the worst. And Here's the thing that I discovered. Instead of me bucking and fighting against the system, and I'm older, guys. I was in my 30s. I was in my 30s. I'm gonna be transparent with you. I get it. I understand when you go through a duty station and you got to deal with some of these people that you're like, yo, this person would never say that to me in the real world. They would never speak to me like that. And I looked at guys, and guys were younger than me. They were younger than me and outranked me. Also, so don't tell me about, well, you don't know what it's like to have people over you. Man, look here, you don't know what it's like to have people over you, and you older. You don't know what it's like to have people over you that have really never paid any bills out here in the civilian world or anything like that, or lived independently. They just went from high school to the military, and then they worked the system and got their rank and everything else. And they walking around with the big heads thinking they all that. And you know that in the civilian world, this dude will look at you and he'd be like, oh, hey, what's up, man? But because they got that rank on, they're all, hey, where you going? I've been there, guys. I've been there. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Bucking against the system is not the way to go. It's going to go bad for you. I almost played myself. I almost was singing that song. Do, 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 do. You played yourself. That was almost me at 34 in my second branch. Couldn't stand the Army. I love the training, and I was 11 Bravo. I love the training. I love being in the military, but there were just certain things that the Army did that just was not like the Navy. I found the Army to be very unprofessional compared to the Navy. I found the Army to be the ghetto and the backwoods compared to the Navy. The Navy was Beverly Hills compared to the Army. I'm just giving you my experience and my take on it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I didn't do. I didn't try to do things stupid and then just get kicked out and then badmouth and blame the art. No. I got my head together. There was a time where I lost my rank and everything else. And I thought that marrying or getting married at that time, I thought that was going to ease up the disappointment I was feeling and all this other stuff when I was going through. I thought that, man, look, that was the worst thing I could have done. That's another video, guys. That's another video. So I picked up an ex-wife while I was in the Army. Man, I regretted it I regretted that for the longest. But you know what? I went through that. I've been able to help out so many young men to avoid that situation just from my experience. So it was worth it for that. So that way they don't have to go through that experience. Oh, I've been since 2014. I got married again, and so this month will be 12 years for me and my wife. See, guys, first time I chose the wrong woman, and I chose her out of me wanting comfort and me wanting, to knock the boots every day and everything else. That's not what marriage is about, guys. I'm letting you know now. Some of you guys may be in an uncomfortable situation right now. You're not liking the branch that you're in. And then you're thinking that, you know what? I need a wife, man. I need that. No, you don't. You're not ready. No, what you need to do is you just need to chill. You need to chill out. You need to relax. You need to get with the program. You're not a civilian anymore. You're not a civilian anymore. You're not in the other branch anymore. I'm talking to somebody else too that's older and you're in another branch. I get it, guys. Like I said, I joined the Navy when I was 26. After I had a really nice career in the entertainment industry. Got burned out. I wanted something different. Joined the military. My dad was a master gunnery sergeant, United States Marine Corps. And then, I was like, you know what? I never thought about it. And I said, yeah, let me do it. So I did it. I was like, okay, cool. Got a chance to travel, see the world and all that other stuff. But man, then I went to the Army, and to me, this is me, guys. This is me. To me, it was a step down. It was a step down, man. Like, oh no, what did I do? Y'all not like the Navy at all, dude. What is this? No, but for real though, man, there were some really cool people in the Army, man. There's some highly intelligent people in the Army. The Army knows what they're doing. But here was my problem. I kept trying to compare it to the Navy. And this is where I've had to check some recruiters too when they'll get on there and say all the military branches are the same. No, you are not. No, you're not. You are not the same. Because if all the branches were the same, I would have had I'd had a really chill time in the Army because I thought all branches were the same. They are not. Work schedules, everything else, all that is different. They're not the same. So if you're somebody that's prior service and you went from the Navy to the Army, stay tuned on this channel. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help you out. Man, look, but I got great respect for the Army, man. That's why you see them up there, man. Hey, Army does what Army needs to do. When you deploy, there is not a better branch to be in than the Army when you deploy. People say, well, the Marine, I will go and deploy with the Army any day. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I was with 10th Mountain Division, 4th Brigade out of Fort Polk, 230th Infantry. So wild boars for life in case somebody's watching. So, and y'all know, hey, you guys remember me. Y'all remember, y'all thought I was going to go and come on here and be self-righteous. Like, man, I know that ain't Williams talking like he had it all together. And then they hear me go, hey, look, I wasn't all squeaky because they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, yeah, Williams always was honest. I'm going to be real with you, man. I'm always, hey, I wasn't the best. You know, I had my hangups and everything else too. But when it came to looking out for my battle buddies in regards to me doing my job and what I need to do, oh, yeah, I was going to do my job. That was the main thing. I was going to do my job. Because you were not gonna get home because of me. No, I was gonna make sure I did everything I needed to do because you were gonna get home too. So yeah, man, that's what you guys need to get to, man. Stop thinking it's all about you. Stop thinking you're the only one. And here's something that came to my surprise too. This is something else, guys. I don't care how difficult you have it or you think you have it. You're not alone. And look, you think that, okay, let me buck against the system. Let me be disrespectful to my NCOs. Let me do all these other things. You think that's going to make things go faster for you. Nope. You're on your way to play yourself. You're on your way to play yourself. It ain't going to go faster for you. It's going to get slower because then when you get there, your rank taken away, like I did, then when you end up getting that 45, you know, that extra duty and everything else, and you got to, after work, you got to go over there at headquarters and you got to work till 10 o'clock and then you go to sleep and then you got to get back up 5:50, make sure you're in formation, ready for PT. Brother, yeah, let that first week, you're going to be like, okay. But the beginning of that second week, you're going to start feeling it. You're like, yo. And that in your pocket's a little bit lighter. Because they took your money too, or I'm sorry, you gave them your money too. Because everything's up to you, man. Military has it set up, man. The military is going to be what you make it, and they're not playing. It's going to be what you make it. And you got to understand this. You joined their organization. They didn't join yours. You said you were going to obey. You're going to defend, you were going to honor and defend this country from its enemies, foreign and domestic, and that you were going to obey the orders. And y'all remember that? You said that. Guess what? Time for you to act it out. And you said that regardless if you like the NCO or not. Regardless. It ain't about who you like and everything else. It's about get to where you need to be and do what you're told. That's the military. That's the military. That's it. That's it. I can tell you that, even though the branches are different, that's the one thing they have all in common. That's the one thing they have all in common. Be where you're supposed to be. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Be where you're supposed to be. Do what you're told. That's it. That's it. It's real simple. It's real simple. It didn't ask you, they didn't ask you to like it. They didn't even ask you to love it. Say, hey, this is where you're supposed to be. This is your uniform of the day. Hey, and you're going to be doing this. What's hard about that? What's hard about that? What gets hard about that are your personal feelings. Keep your feelings out of the equation. Keep them out. Keep it out. Now, I had other things that were going on. Night, baby. Love you. Love you too. All right, my wife's going to bed. So I had other things that were going on at the time with the ex. Well, she wasn't the ex at that my with my ex, not who I'm married to today, but with my ex. That at that time I had things. Had another battlefield going on at the house on the base. So it's like, yo. So, guys, you can't tell me that. I don't want to hear no excuses about anybody talking about they had a hard time. I'm telling you. Chances are I had it worse. Oh, I had it worse. And if it wasn't for the grace of God, I wouldn't have made it through. If it wasn't for the grace of God, I wouldn't have made it through. So, and that's why I'm here. I'm able to share these things with you guys so y'all don't play yourselves, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense to any of us as to why someone would join the United States military only to get dishonorably discharged and then post that on social media, acting as if you accomplished something. And then you're gonna be the first one, in line at Denny's or at Applebee's or wherever when it comes up for Veterans Day to get a free meal, talking about you a veteran. Man, you a veteran. Yeah, you're gonna wear your uniform or you're gonna wear your hat and everything else. Yeah, you a veteran. You served. Yep. But everybody else don't know that you have a dishonorable discharge. You got kicked out, but you a veteran though. Well, the VA know you ain't getting no benefits, so see, you played yourself. And that stuff doesn't hit you till later. And then some of you got that other than honorable, right? So you think that you're free and clear. And some of you are like, yeah, I'm glad I'm out, and you got out and everything. And then one day you decide you've changed, you matured and everything else. And then you decide, hey, I'm gonna go back to the military, right? Y'all decide y'all gonna go back to the military. Well, guess what? They made sure they hooked you up before you left. So you didn't get a dishonorable, you got an other than honorable. But there's one thing you did not do. You didn't read your DD 214. You didn't read your DD 214. Yeah, I did read my DD 214. No, you didn't read your DD 214. I'm going to tell you what you didn't read. I'm going to tell you what you didn't read. Here, you can do this. You can do this while I'm typing it in. I want you to put in DD dash, DD 214. DD dash 214. 214, right? I want you to put that in. We're going to do this real time. DD dash 214. Make sure you have, if you're out with other than honorable or even honorable discharge, you guys, it's good for you guys to check this. So you're going to get your DD 214 out. So you're going to go DD 214 RE code. You're going to put that in Google, DD 214 RE code. Okay. So we're going to go here. Watch this. So let me share my screen real quick. All right. So this was what I had up before. I said, what I put in there, what age group gets kicked out the military the most during their first enlistment? Dun, da, da, da. Recruits age 17 through 20 have the highest rate of attrition during their first enlistment. Those of us that are older, we wise up. We're like, you know what? Let me just get with the program and we drive on. But for some reason, Gen Z, y'all, man, y'all be tripping, man. You guys are tripping. But here, let me show you this real quick. Let's go over here. Here we are. RE code. It still boggles my mind that you guys would get a dishonorable discharge. Let me come back up here and say something about this. This is where I'm gonna hurt some feelings. Not you guys, my subscribers and everything, but this is where I'm gonna hurt some feelings here. Okay? Because I'm gonna just tell the truth. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. I've seen some of the videos where people have gotten dishonorably discharged from the military, and they're out there celebrating and everything else, and they got a huge following and everything, all that. Has it ever dawned on you? Did it ever dawn on you that those same people that you're trying to please on your TikTok or your social media, whatever it is, that you're trying to please, that you posted up, that you got kicked out and you think it's all funny and you think it's all good? Has it ever dawned on you that a lot of those people that are following you, that's exactly what they wanted to happen to you? Has it ever dawned on you? They were there from the journey and everything else. They've been watching you the whole time. But secretly, they've been like, yeah, I can't wait till they get kicked out. And what do you see? You gave them exactly what they wanted. What's up, baby? Yeah.
Oh,
what's that?
do you mind if I do a little overtime tomorrow?
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's cool. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Yeah, that's fine. What time?
6 to 6.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I have my appointment at 3.
Okay.
It's on the phone.
Okay.
So me and Drax will go out and do what we got to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So all right, boo.
Thank
All
you.
right, love you.
Love you too.
Good night. All right, baby. All right, guys. So yeah, that was my wife. So hey, guys, I keep it real here. Whatever's going on, if she's in there cooking and so I'm just letting you guys see the other side. There's the other side. So when you guys join the military, there's another side, man. Guys, those of you guys that are going through a divorce, there's a woman out there that's going to appreciate and respect you. I'm a living witness. You just heard me speaking to my wife. So I'm telling you, we're doing our 12-year anniversary this month. So guys, there's another side to whatever you're going through. There's another side. There's a side of when you're coming back to the civilian world. There's another side, guys. Okay. In spite of I got challenges and all that other stuff, I got mental health and all that. I make sure I take care of that, take care of my meds, do what I'm supposed to do. But guys, I'm telling you, there is another side. So don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on God. But you got to take full responsibility for your actions. Understand? So, and it didn't take overnight for a situation to happen. So don't expect the situation to go away overnight that you're not in favor of. Does that make sense? All right. So it doesn't make sense for you to go through all this and then you guys post that stuff you guys post that you got dishonorably discharged and kicked out from the military, and the same people that are following you, a lot of them wanted to see you get kicked out, but you think they're your fans. I'm gonna tell you like the old folks told us, like the boomers told us. I'm Gen X. I'm gonna tell you like they told us. Keep living. You're gonna find out. Keep living. People you think that really care about you don't care about you at all. And the people you think that don't care about you are actually the ones that actually do. In other words, take this with you. Everyone you think is your enemy is not your enemy. And everyone you think is your friend is not your friend. That's real talk. Keep living. You're going to find out what I'm saying. Keep living. I didn't get to age 55 by accident. Just like your parents didn't get to their age by accident. You're going to realize that too. You're going to realize that too. We know how to move in this life. Some of y'all are just now finding out. Some of you guys made that one move where you played yourself and got dishonorably discharged. And you're going to have to live with that. Right now, you may think it's a party, but okay. But wait till that marriage comes. Wait till that second, third kid and everything else comes too. You're going to be looking for some leverage in your life. And then you're going to see that neighbor that did what they were supposed to do while they were in and retired and everything else. You still working. They out there doing this in the morning, watching you go to work. They got their coffee cup and they're out there in their robe and everything, looking at you like, they don't know your situation. They're just being neighborly. Hey, how you doing? You come back for lunch. They out there chilling, playing with the dog, walking the dog or whatever. You got to go back to work. Then you come back later in that evening. They might be out there, their nightly cup. Hey, how you doing? How was work today? Cool, yeah. So what are you doing? I just chilling at the house, taking it one day at a time. Hey, have a good night. See, instant gratification will get you guys a lot. It gets you guys in a lot of trouble. Instant gratification gets you guys in a lot of trouble. All right, so let me get off my soapbox there. All right, so let's get into this real quick, guys. RE codes. So let me see here. Oops. So let's get into this RE codes, right? So when you get discharged, whether it's honorable, whatever, you guys need to make sure that you check this out on your DD-214. All right, I believe it's box number 27. So RE codes are numerical or alphanumeric codes located in box 27 of your DD-214 that determine your future eligibility to join or re-enlist in the military. So in case you want to go back in, you got to make sure that this RE code is set up right. So watch this. The codes generally fall into 4 categories. If you are RE1 or you are RE1 alpha, if you're prior service, and then you'll get like on my DD-214 for the Navy, I got RE1. All right. Then RE1 MBK. And then for the Army, I got RE1 1 alpha, something like that. So it's the same thing. Fully eligible for immediate reenlistment. So why is this important? This is important in case you want to get back in. And this is important for those of you that want to serve in multiple branches of the military. You're not getting into the next branch if you don't have an RE code 1 or you don't have that RE code 1 alpha, whatever. If you don't have that, you're not getting into the next branch. Y'all understand? Yeah, you're not going to get a dishonorable discharge in one branch and then think you're going to go back to the military in your same branch, or you're going to go to another branch. Nuh-uh. Ain't going to happen. Not going to happen. RE code 2. Let's look at this one. So we have RE code 2, right? Eligible for reenlistment, but restrictions or specific conditions apply. Example, retired or transferred to Fleet Reserve. That's Navy right there, right? RE code 3, ineligible for reenlistment unless waiver is granted, often due to medical conditions, dependent care, or age. Let me tell you something about the age, guys. All right. Let me show. Okay, and then let me go over this. RE code 4, ineligible for reenlistment in any branch. See that? Any branch, typically assigned after involuntary separation or misconduct. So there you go. So if you guys want to check that out, then there you go. It's all right here. It's all right here. See, look, they got right here, Navy or Marine Corps, they have a RE1E, eligible but not reenlisted due to a career regulations. I got all kinds of different stuff for different branches. So there you go. So you guys can do your own research on that. But let's look at the age range let's look at the age thing, okay? Watch this. So for those of you, I'm gonna round this up, guys. So for those of you that are For those of you that are interested in joining another branch, you came in, okay, like myself. I came in at age 26, right? So 4 years in the Navy. So I was like, so when I got out, was that 20? I was at what, 20? I'm sorry, 26, 27, right? 28, 29, 30, 31, right? So I took a couple years off and then I went to the Army. So I'm in my early 30s. Excuse me. So one thing I didn't understand was this. So then when I got out, so when I got out of the Army, I was like about 35. I was like about 38, something like that. Yeah, 38. By the time I got out of the Army, and then when I went over to the Air Force, people were always saying that, oh man, people don't understand the age ranges and what you got to have. So, but because you are prior service, you may be pushing up in age or, to the age limit for the enlistment. But guys, because you're prior service, they got something that they do for you. They got something to do for you. Let me put this in here. So, but make sure you take you talk to your recruiter, but do your research first. Do your research first. All right, let me show you this. Okay. This is how this happens. So when you're prior service, let's say you're in the Army and you want to do the same thing I did. You want to go to the Air Force after you're in the Army, but you're pushing like close to their age limit, like 42, or you're 38 and all that. So you're like, man, I think I'm at the cutting off point or something, right? So the age limit for the Army is 42 for enlistment. So here, let me bring that up for you guys because I like showing my receipts. Let me bring this up. So I'm going to go to airforce.com. You guys can go there with me. Here, let me show you. This is where you find it. Okay. All right. So let me take this. Let me take you over here. Okay. Is my browser back up? Check, check. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So we're on the Army. We're on the Air Force website. Fair use, fair use. Check this out. So let me get these cookies. Yeah, accept the cookies. Okay. All right. So what you got? Active duty. Let's go to reserve, right? Or even active. I went reserve. So I did Navy, active duty. I did Army, active duty, and then I did reserve for the Air Force. But and guys, I like finishing in the Air Force. It was great. Air Force is everything they said. Man, let me come up here. Let me give a plug for the Air Force. The Air Force was all that in a bag of chips. I'm talking about the Air Force was all that in the Frito-Lay plant. Okay, the whole Frito-Lay plant where they make all the chips. The Air Force is all that. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. I'll come on here and do another video about my Air Force story, my Air Force experiences, because I had one. I had two. I had one when I was in the Navy. That was my first Air Force experience, and then the other one was when I served 6 years in the Air Force security forces. Let me tell you something. Air Force is all that, brother. Finish in the Air Force. I'm gonna tell you what I know. Finish in the Air Force. All right. All right. So let's continue. Or some of y'all need to begin in the Air Force and just stay there. I'm not kidding. Begin and stay there. So, okay, let me see. Okay, where are we at? Okay, what am I doing? All right. Let's see here. Chat now. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, okay. Where is Where's my eligibility and everything else? Okay, what are my basic requirements to join? Okay. Where am I record? Okay, there we go. Join the Air Force Reserve. Okay. How to join. All right. See this right here, guys? So, it was told to me years ago, somebody tried to tell me that the Air Force doesn't take prior service. What do you see here? Y'all see prior service? Y'all see prior service right there? What does it say? Apply through, okay, via local recruitment office. Now, Air Force is competitive, man. So if they don't have any openings right now, it depends on what's going on. So here we go. Requirements, right? Look at this. So to enlist or join as an officer, you must be between the ages of 17 and have not reached your 42nd birthday. To enlist or join as an officer. Okay. There you go. If you're in healthcare, ages 17 to 28. Healthcare ministry, age 17 to 28. So you guys are seeing this right here. So that's another thing, guys. You guys got to do your own research at the websites. So, and a lot of you guys are doing this because, the numbers are full right now. For everybody's all the branches have exceeded their expectations, which is good. So, but there you go, guys. There you go. So right there, right? All right. So now let's go to this age thing. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you something. All right. So when it comes to the age thing, so when transferring to a new branch as prior service, your maximum age limit is generally calculated by subtracting your years of prior honorable service from your current age to meet the branch's base maximum limit. Additionally, you must be able to complete 20 years of service by age 60 to 62, depending on the component. So what they're going to do is, so let's say you served, let's say you're 38, right? And you served 38, you served 4 years, right? So you go over to the Air Force. You look at it, you're like, oh, I'm almost at the limit of 42. They say, oh, but you're not 38 because we're going to subtract the 4 years from the 38. So what does that make you? You're 34. Y'all get that? Y'all understand that? Here, let me come up here. So they're going to subtract your age, your actual age, from the number of years you honorably served. So if you could so you want to go in the Air Force, you're 38. They're going to subtract 4 years from 38. So now your military age is 34, not 38. Y'all see how that works? So what if you serve 10 years? 10 years and you're 40. They're going to subtract 10. Y'all see what I'm saying? But why would you at 10 years want to go to a different branch? You better stay in that branch. I'm just saying. Look, I did 4 years Navy, 4 years Army, 6 years Air Force. Okay. All right. That's what I did. So, yeah. And I started at age 26. So you do the math, man. So there you go. But yeah, guys. So yeah, there's some perks of being prior service. I'm gonna tell you this now. Look, let me tell you something, man. Let me go ahead and give the Army their flowers, man. Because earlier I know I was probably talking about, I didn't like I'm like, look, I'm just being transparent with you guys. I didn't really like my time in the Army because, well, one, I was at Fort Polk, Louisiana. Now a lot of you guys are like, oh, yeah, man, yeah, that explains it. Oh, okay, because there's some great duty stations in the Army. Some people have some really good duty stations in the Army. But Fort Polk, JRTC, I'm telling you something, man. That base right there sucks. Oh, man. It is the worst. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it used to be called Tigerland back in Nam, man. My dad even knew what it was. He's like, "You going to Fort Polk?" He's like, "Oh, son, I'm sorry." And he was a Marine. And he did 5 tours in Nam. My dad retired Master Gunnery Sergeant, United States Marine Corps. So I remember when I got the orders, my recruiter said, "I'm sorry." I said, "What?" Fort Polk. A lot of us went to Fort Polk and we're like, "Oh, man." So for me, I learned how to make pink lemonade. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Look, I know people say, hey, you got to take them lemons and make lemonade." And I'm like, "Okay, shoot, look here. I'm a brother. So I'm going to make pink lemonade and add a little grape flavor to it." So, and got me some little grape soda and added to, yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did. So yeah, that's what I did, guys. And it paid off. It paid off because I was able to go right to the Air Force after I was done with the Army. I'm going to do another video about serving in multiple branches. There are 2 ways, and I'll discuss that in another video. But let me give the Army its due. Let me show y'all how professional the Army is, especially when it comes to prior service, man. Look here. Look here, man. Army, the United States Army. Love them some prior service, man. Let me explain this to y'all, man. I have never seen nothing like this. Oh my goodness. The Air Force did too. Air Force does too. But the way the Army did it, guys, this is Army. Love y'all, man. I know we've had a love and hate relationship for while I was in, but man, at the end of the day, hey, you know what? Army took care of us on deployment. I'm here, so every branch got its, you just got to understand the mission of the branch. When you fully understand the mission of the branch, you're going to be fine. And I'm going to tell you this. The mission of the branch is not social club. The mission of the branch is not some societal experience and all this other stuff. The mission of the branches are not being woke and all that other stuff. No, that's not the mission of the branches. That's not the mission of the military. And as soon as you get in line, what the mission of the branch is, or I'd say like this, believe the name. All y'all got to do is believe the name. Navy. What's the name tell you? What has the Navy shown you? Water and ships. Water and ships. So why would you join the Navy and not want to learn how to swim? Why would you join the Navy knowing you're going to be in some confined spaces? Army. Believe the name. Army. What has the Army shown us? The Army has shown us my first sergeant explained it to me, and he was with 75th Ranger Regiment. My first sergeant was awesome, man. Nicest guy. But that brother was fierce. Shooting, everything. Oh my gosh. Nicest guy. Let me tell you, he explained it to me like this. He says, "Williams, I know the Army. I know you've been having a challenging time here in the Army and everything else, but let me explain to you. This is what the Army is." He says, "The Army is like this. The Army will fly in to enemy territory, go knock on the enemy's door, boop, 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 boop. They answer the door, and the Army says, 'Hey, we're here, and when you're ready to get this on, when you're ready to get this beat down on, we're gonna be out here waiting on you. Just letting you know, get your people and everybody together so we can get this on, so we can get back home. We waiting on you right here.'" And they walking back, and you see the group of them out there like that, just waiting. So yeah, let us know when you're ready. That's the Army. And the Army ain't gonna play. When we're sitting in that smack dab in the middle of Baghdad, I'm just like, damn. Army would just come and just set up. Oh, that's where you guys are? Okay. Let's go over here. We're gonna set up right here. Bam. All right, we out here. We here. We here. What's up? That's the Army. Believe the name. You're gonna deploy. You're in the Army, you're gonna deploy. You in the Army, you going to war. Look at the Navy. Hey, y'all going to battle. Every last branch you go into battle. Air Force, everybody. Space Force included. You go into battle. So if your thing is about, hey, I just want to join the military for college, I don't want to go to war and everything else, do not join the military. Do not join the military. You could take some CLEP tests and everything else, and I'll talk about that in another video, CLEP, look it up, take some CLEP tests and, knock out a lot of credits and everything else, and then go get you a loan and then go to college. You can do that. But don't join the military if it's all just about college. You're going to get yourself in the way. Because you got to know that, hey, with the way the world is, anything can happen. Look at Iran. Oh, I thought we had a peace deal. We all knew that. Man, please. 47 years of death to me. You think they're just going to write a peace? Man, come on. Thank God President Trump is in office. Thank God Pete Hegseth is in office. Thank God they're in office. So, yeah, because they needed to be handled. Iran needed to be handled a long time ago. So, and I'm glad they get handled now. They're getting that work. So, but yeah, guys, you got to believe the name of the branch. The Marines. Man, do I need to say anything? Do I need to explain anything when I say Marines? Do I need to explain anything? Do I need to explain what Marines mean? Do I need to explain it? I didn't think so. Coast Guard. Once again, water, right? Space Force. You better have a brain. That minimum score for Space Force, looking like 64? Go check out their website. 64 ASVAB score. A lot of people ain't getting in Space Force. A lot of people ain't getting in Space Force. But anyway, guys. All right, so let me just share this story and land this plane, man. All right. So I hope this has been very entertaining and educational for you guys thus far. And like I said, man, join the military, but just don't be stupid. Don't do the stupid stuff, guys. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. Make sure y'all listen to that song, Fallen by Teenage Fan Club. And it's featured with De La Soul, the rap group De La Soul. Yeah. So Teenage Fan Club. Yeah, y'all watch that. Y'all watch that video. Or and then check out the movie Judgment Night with Emilio Estevez, Dennis Leary, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Stephen Dorff. Great film, guys. Great film. For those of us that love our masculinity and everything, that's the movie, Judgment Night. Watch Judgment Night. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here, you know what? Let me show you what it looks like. Let me show you. So I'm also going to recommend movies on here because, guys, that's what I do. I'm in the entertainment industry. And I'm over here writing and doing different things, too. And I've been in movies, too. And I'll share all that on something. I'll share all that later. All right, here we go. This is the movie you guys are going to go check out. Here we go. Right here. Judgment Night. Y'all can go check that out, brother. Yeah. There ain't no woke or nothing like, no. This is straight man's movie. This is it. They getting it in. They get it in. I'm telling you now. They get it in this movie. I'm telling you right now. This is a great movie. Great film. Shoot, I might watch it again tonight. So y'all check that out. All right, so here's the story with the Army, man. Let me tell you what the Army did. So I remember being at the airport, and what was that? Shit, what was that? Where were we at? Chicago? Wait a minute. Yeah, I remember being at the airport. I think we stopped off in Chicago first because we had to go to No, it's Atlanta. No, we're in Atlanta. Yeah, Georgia. I'm like, see, when you do Navy's, okay, man. Okay. Illinois, okay. Atlanta, because Fort Benning. So you're at the Atlanta airport and you're getting ready to go into Fort Benning, right? And so we had to take that. We landed in Atlanta, then we had to take that bus ride, right? I think it was like several hours or something like that to get to Fort Benning. And I remember all the other guys that were there and stuff. And then as we were at the airport, and I remember the guys talking, and some of the younger guys, right, the millennials thought they was all that. I remember y'all, serving with y'all, and there was me and another guy, me and another shipmate. We were both prior service Navy. So we had some young guys come up to us, some millennials come up and say, what, you guys are older. Were you guys in the military before? So yeah, we were in the Navy. Said, oh, the Navy. Oh, that's the sissy brand. We're like, what? I said, we about to lay you out in this airport. What are you talking about, bro? It's like, you ain't been in no branch. What the hell are you talking about? He's like, oh yeah, well, I was like, okay. So, and then we looked at each other. We like, these guys have no idea what's coming. So this was hilarious. So we get on the bus. So we're taking that long bus ride to Fort Benning, Georgia. So we finally get to the reception area. And when we get to the reception area, the drill sergeant gets on the bus. Now, while we were on this trip, I tried to help the guys. I said, hey guys, y'all might want to get some sleep before we get there, because once we get there, it's going to be on and popping. And me and my shipmate was trying to tell them, and they're like, whatever, man. Nah, man, we got this, man. We're okay. So me and my shipmate, we went to sleep. We back there asleep, and we woke up. We're fully rested and everything because we know what's getting ready to happen. Shark attack was still in full effect, so we know what was getting ready to happen. Now watch this. This move right here that the Army did. Oh my goodness. You could hear a mouse fart. They did this move was so smooth. The Army gets on there, the drill sergeant gets on there. He had the blue disc on and everything. So I know why the sky is blue, and I know what makes the grass grow. If you know, you know. So he had the blue disc on and everything, right? So he gets on there, and he's very polite, very professional. Welcome to, He says, but I have a question before we get things started. Is there any prior service on this bus? Me and my shipmate rose our hand. We're the only two. They said, what branch do you guys serve in? He pointed at me. I said, Navy. He said, you two Navy. I said, okay, we got some squids here. And he goes, I'm sorry, but it wasn't, he said something like he said, well, nobody's perfect. Everybody laughed. And he says, I need you two to get your bags and come on off the bus. So we were getting our bags. We got our bags and we're walking off the bus. All the millennials on there were like, wait, what? What's going on here? What? See, they were making fun of us for prior service, but the Army gave us respect for our prior service and said, you two come off the bus. We got off the bus and he says, go on up there through those glass doors right there and go up to that desk, give them your paperwork, let them know your prior service, and then go ahead and get you guys something to eat and take a seat in that front row, and we'll get back to you guys momentarily. We looked at each other. We was like, wait, what? We were expecting that we were going to go through the shark attack and everything else. But he's like, no. It's like, no, y'all go up there and get y'all something to eat and everything. So we went in there, and the whole staff in there was like, yeah. He's like, okay, you guys prior service? Which brand? Navy. He's like, okay, all right, brother. Hey, welcome to the Army. Welcome to the Army. Nice, polite. Everything, man. So we went up there, got our trays, and they had something really nice to eat. We're sitting down there eating chips and everything. And when the glass door, when we first went through and the glass door shut, we heard the drill sergeant, get the F off my bus. What the heck? Oh man, that bus was rocking. It was moving. They coming out there panicking and everything else. Shark attack was underway. So all these newbies to the military was getting that work. Oh man, it was hilarious, man. So all this stuff is going on behind us, And we enter and they got music playing. You can smell the food. It's like, what? I'm like, what is this? What's going on? And they say, hey, welcome to the Army. Oh, we're like, yeah, okay, this is cool. We're sitting there like, man, I'm waiting for somebody to come knock the trays out of our hand. But no, we're sitting there. We've been there for about 30 minutes, almost to an hour. We're just sitting there, right? And we were done with our meals and everything else. We're sitting there, and then finally, the glass door opened behind us. They're getting screamed at, and they line up right to our right, right? And the one dude that was talking about, oh, the Navy's a sissy branch and everything else, he was the first one in line. And he looking so scared and everything else. I saw a tear drop from his eye. I tried not to laugh. I had to hold my head down, eat my chips. Oh, gosh. And then they felt they had to fall in behind us and everything else. And then it was time for us to go through the processing and get shots and all this other stuff, right? Every line we went to, Army said, who's prior service in this line? Come to the front. Prior service to the line, come to the front. Everything, everywhere we went, prior service got carte blanche treatment. This was in 2003. I will never forget it. I will never forget that experience, man. And that was so funny, man. Oh, the millennials got checked. It was hilarious. And then here's what made it even worse. Watch this for them. Why, right? So when we finally got everything done, it says, hey, and there were some leaders that came from the prior service barracks. So we had our own barracks. We weren't in there with everybody else. And said, hey, let's take you back to the barracks. So we get in there in the bed. So we were able to walk relaxed and everything else. They had to march everywhere. So we went over to the barracks, and it was like, yo, everybody that was in there, like about 30, 40, 50 guys in there waiting to get to their so it's a processing center, and then you got downrange where basic training all happens. Now, when you get downrange where basic training is happening and everything else, your prior service, all that's, you're in there with everybody else. So, as a matter of fact, you're gonna get punished more for your prior service, and that was cool. But it was cool, man. We had our own barracks. We were talking to everybody else that was prior service from different branches, and then everybody was in the Army. And we were looking out the window. The newbies, they're all standing out there, reciting creeds and everything else. And they're all out there all hours of the night. And we were just like, yo, hey, we're going to sleep. And we went to sleep. I was like, this is crazy. It was crazy. We had our own little schedule and everything, when to go to chow and everything else. And, and of course we were professional. We did march ourselves to chow and do what we needed to do. But yeah, we were just treated with respect and like for our service and everything. So the Army hooked it up. I don't know if the Army still does that. Let me know if anybody's prior service and you went and joined the Army anytime after 2003. Let me know that you get that same treatment that they did for us. So it was pretty awesome. So, all right, guys, that's it. I hope this helps, and I'll be doing more content on here. So I'm back, and while I'm still doing what I need to do, I'm doing more content on here. And you know what? Let me show you guys what I'm doing. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm doing. All right. So let me bring this up. Let me bring this up right here. So for those of you that don't know, let me share this with you. I don't know, guys, I'm going to talk about finding your identity after the military. I'm going to show you the things that I did and whatnot. So, because sometimes we can get stuck into, you're still military, and there's nothing wrong with it, guys. There's nothing wrong with wearing your military hat. There's nothing wrong with having the military sticker on the car and everything else. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't find anything wrong with it. I'm not going to let another veteran try to tell me that, there was one where I was wearing this DD-214 hat, right here. And this guy it was at a gas station. I was walking with another friend, and he was like, "Oh yeah," and I could tell he was a veteran. I looked at the boots, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I know he served." And I look at the boots, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's a real man card there." And I said, "Well, I was a man regardless if I have a DD-214 or not. I was a man before that." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "What branch?" I said, "What branch?" I said, "Let me guess, you served in the Army." He was like, "Yeah, yeah, I did." And he's like, "Okay," but he was headed to work, and I was walking my dog with my friend and everything. So, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, he told me what he did. I told him what I did and everything else. And then, he's talking about, my hat and everything, talking about that's a real man card, right? So I'm like, okay. And then as he pulled off, what do I see? I see combat stickers, Army, combat, everything else, right? He got a CIB and everything. And I'm like, okay, cool. And everything like that. So it's just like, and I don't let and most definitely you don't allow somebody to make you feel ashamed of your service or ashamed of, especially you definitely don't let people make you feel like ashamed of your country and serving your country. They can kick rocks. And that's the nicest way I'm going to put it, because they can say whatever they want to say online, but they sure don't say nothing to me in person. They don't say nothing to me in person. I get eyeballs in silence when they see me in person. They think, "Oh, he's a pretty big guy." You damn right. I get eyeballs in silence, and I'm not going to play no games with these liberals and everything. I'm not going to play no games with you. You better keep your mouth shut if you know what's best for you. You're going to get your feelings hurt, because y'all's feelings, they feelings, man. Their feelings is something else. And I'm here in California. So don't ever call me, ain't no liberal here. Ain't no this. I'm in Red County. We vote red over here. You better look at that map again. So yeah. So anyway, but when it comes to that, guys, just because you join the military does not stop you from being creative. If you're creative like myself, because I started off, I've been in movies, I've been an actor, different things long before I went to the military. So let me show you guys some things where you guys can find out more about me. All right. So first thing I'm going to show you is, let me show you my website here. So I own my own publishing company because I'm also a writer. And a lot of my books are to help out those that want to join the military. I helped out during the recruiting crisis. I was blessed to help over 200 people join the United States military during that time. Now, I really didn't like Biden and Harris. I really didn't like it. I didn't like them lowering ASVAB scores and everything else. I didn't like that. And but people needed to serve, and I knew the military would be beneficial to them. So I helped them anyway. So, and that's the main thing. I wasn't too caught up on who was in office, because I was in the military under Obama. I was in the military under George Bush, Clinton. So I've been through it. It doesn't. Don't let the president really matter. Just do what you need to do. But I can understand why Biden and Harris, yeah, the stuff they had going on in the military, man, look, oh, it pissed me off. I'm just gonna say that. Lord forgive. I was highly upset. And I'm glad to see them gone and not come back. So, and now we got these communists out here. Oh, hell no. Hell no. So I ain't putting up with that. I don't put up with that. So let me show you guys my website here. Let me bring this up. If you guys made it this far. And that's another thing, man. You guys make sure you have a long attention span. You're going to need long attention span during the military, because you're going to have these things called watches. Okay, here's my publishing website right here. SSA Books Publishing, Sailor Soldier Airman Books Publishing. So here's my novel. I wrote this novel called Silver, Werewolf Hunter, and this is going to be a TV series. So I'm developing this right now. And guys, I've got my degree in film school, motion picture production. I just graduated from UCLA for film and TV development. And prior to that, during 2020, I graduated from UCLA the first time with a certificate in directing for film and TV. So I'm on my journey. I'm on my business here. So you go over here, guys. If you want to get this, you go over here, you click, and it'll take you over to the checkout page. And then here is, I'm doing the revision of this. So this is the Military Quest. So guys, I have written a book for every phase you go through in the military. I've written these books: Winning Move, ASVAB Secrets, Before You Meet the Recruiter, Before You Leave for Basic Training, Leadership is Not for Everyone, Year 1, Year 2, Year 3, Year 4, Your First Duty Station, things that you need to be doing and make sure you have done before you come out here. It's not a game, guys. It's not a game coming out here. So you guys have got to be prepared and learn how to build your military career and your civilian career and your civilian future at the same time while you're in the military. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So, and I talk more about that. So I got a new book, new revised edition that's coming out. But if you guys need this right now, then you guys can go over here. You click this button, and it will take you to the checkout page here. Military Quest. It's $97. It's a pretty thick book. I got it right here. So I'll show you guys in a second. But it's got all the books in there. So I'll show you in a second. But here you go. There you go. A little bit about me. And then there's silver for those of you guys that want silver. There you go. $24.95. And there you go right here. Tells you about it and everything else. So yeah, guys. So, but let me show you what I'm working on right now. So this is the new edition right here. This is the new edition right here. This is the new edition right here. So what you're going to do is you're just going to put your name and email in here. This is the waiting list. So join the first 100. I'm only taking 100 people. And what this is this book is interactive. There will be videos, QR codes, different things like that, courses, all kinds of great things that are going to be coming with this book. So, and it's going to help you throughout your whole military career, your whole first 4 years. So, and if those of you that are going to be staying in for life and everything else, hey, it's just rinse and repeat. But I'll be adding things to. I have an academy that's attached to it. I'll be having, and that's a separate charge. But the academy is going to be attached, or it's going to complement the book. And those of you that get the academy, there will always be something there that's helping you out with anything current. There's going to be a community there. So, because I decided a long time ago, man, hey, this waiting to the last minute. Let me come up here. This waiting to the last minute to get out of the military and then start thinking about your civilian career does not work. It does not work. It doesn't work. And I got tired of doing 22 push-ups because a lot of them were having a hard time transitioning out here for whatever reasons. You know, I hate that that's happened, but I remember I was almost one. And I said, you know what? There's got to be a better way, because they only gave us 90 days. And there was a whole lot of other stuff that I was dealing with emotionally and everything else too. And just coming back out into the real, you're like, yo, this is crazy. It's crazy. So, but I'd figured it out when I left the Army and went to the Air Force. I figured out a system. And I'm like, okay. So if I didn't have the matters of the heart going on with me at that time, then it would have been a lot more smoother. But I had to take care of that. And but I still have the mental health challenges and everything. But guys, you got to make sure you take care of yourself. And this is going to guide you, because here's the thing. You got all the guidance in the world when it comes to joining the military. But ain't nobody really guiding you when it comes for you to get out of here. And so, and then some of you guys are like myself. You guys, some of you are creative. Some of you are entrepreneurs. And a lot of the things that they're teaching now it's so just like dry and bland or whatever. It's just Like it's the same old thing. And then what gets me is how in the world can civilians teach what they never lived? If they never served and transitioned out, it they don't know about the gray areas of what we deal with as veterans. So, and that's another reason why I wrote this book. I created this whole system to help you guys out. So go ahead and get in early on this. There's some reasons why. As you'll see right there, receive your foundation. You'll be a founding member bonus. You have a founding member. You'll be a founding member, so you get the founding member bonus. You receive 30 days of the Military Quest Academy access, and then you'll be the first to access the interactive experience. So you'll be one of the first ones to use the book and everything, and I'll be getting you guys feedback, but you guys are going to love it. And then you're going to lock in exclusive launch pricing and bonuses. So after that 30 days, that academy is going to be a certain price, but because you're a founding member, you're going to pay a price that's less than everybody else for life. So there you go. So there you go, guys. All you got to do is just put your name and email in there. It's not, look, there's not, and here's the thing. There's not any, I'm not going to follow up with a bunch of emails or anything like that. You're just going to, when you put your name and email in there, in the top right corner, it's going to say, hey, it was submitted. There's a blue box going to say it was submitted. That's pretty much it. Your inbox is not going to get flooded by emails from me. But I will let you know. You'll be the first to know when this is coming out, and when something else of importance I need to get to you, I'm going to do that. So there you go. So yeah, guys. So like I said, if you need something right now, you can still get the older version of the book right here. And all you got to do is just go to ssabookspublishing.com, and you can still, and these are here. Let me show you. Here's the book, Military Quest. Okay. There it is, guys. That's it. Also, if you're looking for just one book, some of you are looking for just one book. Okay, let me show you where you can get my books on Amazon. Oh, you guys didn't know my books were on Amazon? You do now. You do now. Let me see here. Let me bring them up. You do now. So here we go. So guys, when you go to Amazon, you can just type in my name, Derek T. Williams, right here. You can just type in my name in the search bar right there. Here we go. Okay, and then you will see my books. Here we go. ASVAB, Secrets to ASVAB, or I'm sorry, 7 Days to ASVAB Success. So that's this book right here. Here, let me bring this up, guys. Let me bring. All right, so here you go. Here's the book right here, 7 Days to ASVAB Success. Yes, I am the author of this book. This teaches your study structure on how to study for the ASVAB. All right. So then let's scroll down. Now, this is my, I wrote this, I put this together too. This is for directors on the film set. This helps you on the film set. So I've created this book right here. Then we got, year one, your first duty station. So that one's right here. So you guys are seeing how short these reads are. Doesn't need to be that long, but I put them all together. If you want just one book that has all of them in here, there you go. There you go. So there you go. So so 7 Days to ASVAB Success not in here. ASVAB Secrets is in here. So that's the book that's not sold anywhere. So you're gonna get that as a bonus. So let me wait. Did I put it in this one? Wait, let me make double sure that I put. Yeah, I did. Yeah, ASVAB Secrets is in this one. So yeah, there you go. So you got year one, your first duty station, right here. And look at the price, guys. So you're looking at 36 36. So you're looking at about almost $80, right? Then you add before you meet the recruiter another 37. So now you guys are like, oh, that $97 ain't so bad. You guys see how this is? So then you got before you meet the recruiter right here. There you go. And then we have leadership's not for everyone. So here, let me show you that one. That one's a little thicker. So this book helps and shows you how to deal with toxic leadership or bad leadership. It's more about how to control yourself, how to get through it without getting yourself in trouble. That's what this is about. It is not you versus them, because bad leadership is great too, because it teaches you, well, I can't say it's really great because people can get hurt or worse, but you learn what not to, the thing about bad leadership, you learn what not to be. And then later on, you learn what not to hire, because you will know exactly. There's a certain thing you can see and you can tell with certain people. You're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a bad leader. They're going to be bad for company culture. Or yeah, you're not coming on my set. Because you're able to, it's the military is like leadership 101, life 101. And it's a great time, it's a great chance for you to see how people when they get in power, how people use authority, and when some people's authority goes to their head, and some, it's something about that. And it just helps you discern it quicker when you come back out to civilian life, because you've been through that experience. So yeah, there's leadership is not for everyone. Of course it is, but that's just one thing. That's just the saying I used to say when I would come across a bad leader. It's like, oh boy, leadership's not for everyone. Here we go. So then we got a winning move. That's this book right here. You guys see it? And then we have year 2, your first duty station. They're not long reads, guys, but they are packed with experience. Packed with some great experience. Then we got year 4. Where's my year 4? Here it is. Year 4, your first duty station. And then we got okay, and they don't put it in order on here. So that's just how they do it. Year 3, your first duty station. Right there, guys. And then and then here's before you meet the recruiter. And then let me see. There's one more. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Hold on. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Okay, that one should be up there. Here, let me put it in. Let me see if I can put this in there. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me put this in. Let me put this in here. So let me see if that's in here. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So what's going on? Why are y'all hiding my book? Let me see. Okay. Okay, hold up. Yeah, so on Amazon, that's kind of interesting. I don't know. It's just so that's crazy. So they don't have my book before you leave for basic training. They don't have this book. So yeah, I'm like, yo, but It's in here. And this is why I learned to build my own websites and do my own self-publishing. Because platforms, Amazon is good to a point, but then the percentage that Amazon takes, and then the control and everything else they usually have on there. And like I said, this book was on there, but for whatever reason, it's not on there right now. So I guess it's so. You know what? I think it's sold out. I didn't think about that. This bad boy probably sold out on there or something. So that's probably what's going on. So yeah. So there you go, guys. So yep. So all you guys got to do is just put my name in there, Derek T. Williams, and then it'll come up, or you can just put the title of the book, or just rewind the tape. Rewind this video, and you'll see it. But here you go. Let me give you my websites here. Here you go. That's where you can order the compendium 1 and 2. This book right here, and it's a short. A lot of the chapters are short reads, but it's very impactful. I get to the point, guys. I don't go around I get right to the point. So there you go. So now, if you want to learn about me, more about me and what I was doing before I joined the military, then you just need to go here, DerekTWilliams.com. DerekTWilliams.com. There you go. You can go there. And then we want to see what I'm doing as far as in the film world and what I'm working on. Then to go here to FWP Studios, Films with Purpose Studios. That's my studio. It's my production company. Let me see. Let me bring it up. Let's see here. Here we go. Let me bring this up. And guys, this is a skill I learned too. There are things you guys can learn. I taught myself photography, and I learned photography, but I really expounded on it while I was in the Army, and I was infantry. So in my spare time, I was doing photography instead of doing stupid stuff. So, but all right, that's another video, guys. But there you go. So you guys can see what's going on with me. But like I said, I'm gonna put this up again. So you guys go over there, get the book, and then for those of you that are, I'm going to give you, you know what, I'll have your email and information. So when the new book gets out, guys, I'm going to do something special for you guys for buying this. So when the new book's released, chances are I'm probably more than likely going to grandfather you over and to the new book and the environment and the community over there, and then give you some bonuses because you went ahead and got this book. I like action takers. So you guys go check that out. And I hope that helps. All right, guys, just leave your comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So you guys will be seeing more videos of me on here. So there you go. So you guys have a good one. It is Wednesday. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you again on the next video. God bless and take care. And remember, guys, yes, is it a good time to join the military? Yes. Join the military. Just don't do anything or be stupid. Just don't be stupid. That's all. Go, serve, do what you need to do. Come on out, thrive. That simple. All right, guys, I'm out.